This is Drew Spence from Producer's Edge magazine. Advanced Media Group has released a virtual instrument called One, which offers an alternative method of drum loop creation and manipulation. The interface is divided into three main areas: the browser, where you audition and load material; the rack, where you will make adjustments to the drum loops; and the topmost region, where you will find the global controls. The browser offers a great deal of flexibility when organizing your library. You can arrange and sort elements by library name, genre, format, and BPM. The library resides in a My Files folder, and here is where you will deposit all the material you intend to use with One. Located in the header is the load button. That functions the same as an import button to bring in additional material for manipulation inside One. The rack. The rack itself is divided into 3 pages. To avoid confusion with the following subsections, we'll call these tabs. Page 1 of the synthesizer tab. Here is where you'll find the ADSR filters, tuning controls, cutoff resonance, and the envelope settings. Page 2 contains the controls for low frequency oscillator, the LFO. The interface is divided between the filter LFO on the left and the pitch LFO on the right. Page 3 holds the controls determining how the 2 LFO signal generators will respond to MIDI input. A point of note, the polyphony settings for the VST are adjusted from this page. The Waveform tab gives a visual representation of the material along with visible slice points. Layering hits is as simple as pressing the Show Layers tab and loading slices. Single shots can be the individual Rex file slices or percussive wave files. There is a context menu where several context-sensitive operations can quickly be executed: mute, reverse, copy, paste, swap slice with slice on left and right, clear the layered sample. The step sequencer tab. Individual slices and one-shot samples can be loaded into the sample matrix. Up to 32 different elements can be slotted here. This page holds the controls volume, pan, pitch, and swing. Note, the swing is based on percentage, is a global control, and does not operate on a per slice basis. The FX, or the effects section. There are 4 effects units, 2 insert effects units, and 2 send units. An FX patch contains all the chosen effect routings and their settings. The included effects have all the standards: delays, reverbs, chorus, EQ, compression, limiters, and distortion, along with an array of filters. There is a unique effects block. Crusher will set the bit depth for the element and range is extreme as 2 bits to 16 bits. Sample rates can also be reduced. Overload boosts the distortion of the input signal. A bass and treble enhancer round out this algorithm. In use. The library being used for this demonstration is AMG's One exclusive expansion library Metropolis by Luke Cage. Once my loop is loaded, I can trigger the entire loop or individual slices via MIDI notes in my host sequencer or by an external module like a drum machine or keyboard. The loop being used here is Caress Drums 4. Here I'm triggering the individual slices separately with a MIDI keyboard MIDI controller. Included is a 32-step sequencer where I can load individual hits and create fresh patterns using the hits from the drum loop or individual slices I've taken from my files library. The imported Rex file is divided in the rack, and I have several options available to manipulate the slices: reverse and swapping left and right, pan and pitch, etc. The main loop can be combined with other loop material to create composite drum tracks or entire compositions. I'm combining the Thing drums from the same Metropolis library. To load a sample and have it trigger along the keyboard octave range, turn to the synth rack and load that element. Rex formatted slices can also have their slice order rearranged to create new material. Here's an example with a bassline loop and a melody.